Hey guys, Craig Petty here. Now, I am speaking to the movers and the shakers that are going to be appearing at the Blackpool Magic Convention in 2024. I'm speaking to the dealers, the producers, I'm speaking to lecturers, and I am super excited. Why am I excited? Because I am sitting down today and I am chatting with who I consider to be one of the top mentalists in the world. And crazily, the only person at the Blackpool Magic Convention 2024 that's lecturing on mentalism. So if you're a mentalist and you're coming to Blackpool, you have to come and see this man. Not that you wouldn't want to, because he is an absolute genius. I am, of course, talking about the one and only Luca Volpe. How are you doing, Luca? Are you well?
Hello, my friend. Yes, all good. Thank you. You're always very kind, and I really appreciate this interview with you because, and by the way, congratulations. You are everywhere. Your Evoke is going absolutely crazy, madness, and soon. I'm going to do a review of it because I'm enjoying working with it. So
Oh, thank you so much, my friend. I know that you're so much better at mentalism than I will ever be, and you're so much more experienced than I'll ever be. So I can't wait to see what you're going to put up, what you're going to do with it. But forget about Evoke, because
yes,
obviously, as I said, this is all about you because you are lecturing at Blackpool. Everyone's excited. I've been speaking to a lot of people in the mentalism community. I've been asking them, what are you most excited about Blackpool? They're all saying you. And for good reason, because I know you've got some exciting stuff that's planned in the lecture. And
yes,
more importantly, and we're going to get into this, I know you're going to have some, you're releasing a brand new thing that you did
yes,
in conjunction with Phil Smith,
yes.
which is very, very exciting. You know that I think that Phil is a genius. And unlike a lot of the people I'm speaking to, you do not have a dealer booth. You
No,
cannot go into the dealer hall, look up Luca, and go and buy this from him on the Sunday.
yeah.
He has a booth for approximately half an hour at the end of his lecture.
Exactly.
And
Exactly.
that's it. And if you don't get it then, this is not fear of loss. If you don't go to that lecture and you then later on in the Ruskin see everybody walking around with this,
Yes, here we go.
don't kick yourself when
Yes.
you now cannot get one, because that will happen. So I want to talk about the lecture. I want to talk about this.
Yes.
And I want to talk about everything else that you've got planned. Is that all right?
Absolutely, my friend. Yes. So the lecture will be Sunday, the 18th at 9:30 in the morning. I know it's a little bit early, but you know, try to join me because it's the only mentalism lecture in Blackpool. Actually, it's the only mentalism lecture, and it's kind of a big responsibility actually. And I have prepared a lecture which is a little bit different because the first part of the lecture is a show, and then I'm going to explain everything. I mean, it's only 1 hour. So, of course, I cannot perform many things, I cannot explain many things, but in that hour, I'm trying to squeeze in a mini show which I'm going to explain. So, you will actually see an opener, you will see a middle routine, and then you will see a closing routine which involve all the audience using this and it's crazy. I mean, it's a routine that I perform in my corporate show. I know professional performer like, for example, Keith Berry is doing this in his show too, and it's great. I'm going to go through all the little psychological subtleties about these routines. And also, most importantly, because it's only 1 hour, of course, normally during the lecture you have people asking you questions. There is no time to do it, but I will be there after my lecture. I will stay an hour more. So all the people that want to chat with me, want to ask me anything, I will be there for you guys. So don't worry about it. Imagine, don't just think that it's 1 hour lecture. Imagine it's 2 hours lecture. So after the lecture, I will be there at my table after the lecture. And as you said, Craig, I don't have a dealer booth and I have a very limited stock of everything.
Mhm.
I have a I have the Nix deck we're going to talk in a moment. I will have my lecture notes, which is a proper book. I mean, this is not only the routine I'm going to perform in the lecture, but there are so many other things. In fact, there is a full essay is here where I actually talk about my use on the peak wallets as I do pre-show, even a witch hand routine using a peak wallet. Crazy stuff.
What?
Crazy thing, yeah. and everything is explained here. So it's a proper book, and I
I was
sell.
about to say that's not lecture notes. That's a book. There.
It's a
That's
book. Yes, it's a
yeah.
book. It's a
That's
proper book.
amazing.
Yeah, it's a book which is quite cool, and there will be a special price of £50 instead of 70. So it's a good deal. And then I have other stuff that we're going to talk in a moment because there is some brand new releases, brand new books, a brand new tool that I'm going to talk with you in a moment. And so that's it. I mean, that's the only time. Actually, if you want to get something, it's better if you join us a little bit before the lecture starts, because I know that after the lecture, these things will fly immediately. So
They really will.
yeah,
Let's talk about you said there's a lot to talk about. Can we talk about this? Because the buzz for this is
yeah,
amazing.
yes,
I mean, Phil, Phil Smith, who's designed this for you,
yeah, yes.
who is I consider to be the greatest design artist and
I
expert
agree.
in marking systems in the world, who is also an incredibly accomplished mentalist in his own rights,
Yes, yes.
joining forces with you. I mean, what? What
You
can you
know,
tell us about this? And
you
what can
know, because you did quite different project with Phil. Volk and the one with
Cube
the one.
52? Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So you know how Phil works
Hmm.
and how professional he is
Hmm.
in doing the job. At his best. He is, you know. For this deck, we spend months, and you know what I mean, because you are the same. We spend months even in finding the right amount of thickness in the system of this deck. In the graphic is unbelievable the time we spend. But let me talk about this deck. So this is called the Nyx deck. Nyx is basically the name of the goddess of the night, mystery, and other stuff. I wanted to do something very elegant because it's uh, I'm Italian, so I like classy stuff, So this is quite nice, very minimal. I mean, look at the
Mm.
logo on the back; it's very minimal, very elegant. And I wanted to create a tool. It's not just a deck that you can do one single trick, but it is a tool. So basically, every playing cards has three elements. Okay, has a word, a number, and a playing cards. So what this means, basically you can do routine using playing cards. In fact, look, if I do like this, you can actually see all the playing cards.
Hmm.
If I do like this, you can see all the numbers. You can do routine, magic routine using playing cards. You can do lottery prediction, magic square using the numbers. And then you can do mind reading, a lion, truth teller, body language routine using the word. We choose internationally recognized words like love or dream, words everybody knows. And especially for the people that works in the corporate industry, when you do corporate shows everywhere in the world, even for me, I'm Italian, when I do corporate shows in Italy, because there is an international audience, they always tend to use English words. And the research for these words has been incredible because we use words like vision, goals, dreams, all words that are very well known and you can use for enhancing a corporate message, for example. And so how you justify this deck? Because some magicians say, oh, but how need to I normally don't really justify anything. I just bring out the stuff, I do my stuff, the people enjoy, and that's it. I don't go on this magician thinking guilty stuff. But again, I simply say, look, this is a deck of cards, which you can play cards, but also as a motivational words. I got this deck, at the gift store, and people used to play poker, but also when they want to get motivated, they just cut the deck, they look at the words, and they feel motivated. So, it's an easy way to introduce these cards. And then the beauty of this, that only looking what you need to look, and we know what we mean, you can exactly spot from far away the full words, the number, and the playing card in
Mm.
a few seconds. I mean, it literally, if you do like this, I know this is dream. Boom, that's it. Look how
The
quick it is.
marking system is incredible. My eyes are not very good. The only marks I can see are anything designed by Phil Smith.
Yes.
I looked at this deck. I'll say two things to you. Number one, I've obviously got my deck here.
Yes.
I opened it. You didn't say anything to me. I opened it and looked at it. I stared at these cards for probably about an hour. I got Ryland to come and check these cards. I got my wife Sarah to come and look at these cards. I was like, somehow these are marked with
Yes.
something. There's words and numbers and playing cards on the
Yes.
front. I think they're marked with numbers, words, and playing cards. Help me. For an hour, we
Yes.
couldn't find anything. Then I've got here the instruction card,
Yes.
which explains exactly how to look
Yeah.
for it. And I held that up and I looked at the thing and I was like, oh my gosh, this
Yes.
is incredible. This is, I can just see it. It's like this one here, passion, boom. And I've only
Yes.
just had these.
Yes.
Like team, I can see that. Like I've only just got these. This is
Yes.
brilliant, Luca.
Yes.
Brilliant.
And basically we created these also to fool magicians because
Fool me.
we moved the marking system on the other line.
Yeah.
So
Very good.
basically, and I had magician really spending hours looking at it. They can find so. But the beauty of the marking system that Phil created, by the way, this is a brand new optical marking system. We created from the ground. I mean, there is nothing like this already created. So we created this for this deck and a kind of my marking signature now, because in the future, when I want to release more Nick's kind of style deck, we're going to use the same. So the people will be used, you know, like the Elysian deck that he just released,
Yeah.
Phil. So once you know, you will, it's impossible not to see it. That's the beauty. You know, if you don't know, you can spend hours with a card in your hand. You will never see it. But the moment that you know, you will see it. And trust me, it's so clean. And actually, even for far away energy, boom. You see, even for far away, actually, far you are, easy it is. It is amazing. And I'm so proud of it. I'm honestly, this is my first deck of cards. I don't have the experience that you have with a lot of release that you did with a lot of deck of cards and stuff. This is my first one, but I worked with this so much because years ago I created a routine. It actually was a book called Powerful Words. I always loved the idea to work with motivational words on cards. And now I created the tool. And the beauty is then the people that get the deck doesn't only get the deck, they get a full video masterclass with a training video too. That only the training video is half an hour where I go card by card showing the people exactly how the marking works. And in the masterclass, I not only explain the routines uh, for stage and close up, but I go through different ideas, you know, how to use on close up, how to use this for lottery prediction. And there is also a full PDF book where I go through all the routines and I explain a full mentalism show that you can perform on stage only having this in your pocket and maybe some markers and a piece of paper. And that's it. I mean, if you really lose, let's say you're traveling, you use your luggage with all the stuff in it, and you have this in your pocket, you can go on stage and perform a full show. Yeah. I've been spending
Oh.
I've been spending months just creating everything. I've been writing the show, you know, the PDF, all the idea and stuff. This is, I think, probably one of my most after I think after the Fox Folio, this is the one I spent more time working on it because I'm a working magician. You know, you do a lot of shows too, and the things we release, like you do, we perform them.
Yep. Yep.
And this is very important. I mean, when the people get this, like when they get Evoke and when they get all your past releases, you know, it's all stuff that you worked on. It's stuff that you do pay gigs with it. So I want that the people have these, they have all the tools, necessary tools that they can actually use and perform and do in their shows.
That's brilliant. That's absolutely amazing. And in your lecture, you're going to be showing some of the things that you can do with this, but
Yes.
obviously It comes with a tutorial with multiple routines, but multiple ideas. But when you understand that you're dealing in essence with a deck of cards with words on it, numbers on it, and playing cards on it, I mean, it just writes itself. There's just so much that you can do. I love sitting down and coming up with routines for things. And honestly, the second I opened this up, before we even watching the
Yeah.
tutorial or anything, I was like, oh, this is clever. You could do this. You could do this. You could do
Yes.
this. You could do that. Oh, it's
And
amazing.
look, I'm not a card expert like you, and I'm sure in your hands this will become like a powerful tool. I know. I wish you had a time. I know that you're very busy, but one day that you come up and you say, look, I have a one idea for this. You know, that will be great. I can share in the group with the
I
people
would
that.
love to. I would absolutely love to because there is just so much that you can do with
Yeah,
them.
you can do so much. And again, I'm not a card. I'm very passionate about playing cards. I study stuff. You know, I have all the. You know, I have
And
the knowledge, but
the nice thing I like about this as well is that it allows you to transcend you if you're a magician and you're dabbling with mentalism,
yeah,
this allows you to be able to do that using your skills as a magician. Like one thing I was playing around with was having a sentence written
yes.
down, a sentence written down that I give to somebody on a piece of paper, and I do in essence a cutting the aces, but instead
Ah,
of
good.
cutting the aces, they cut to four words,
Yes,
the cards apparently randomly, and that's a free choice, but it
beautiful.
matches the center. I mean, but that's basically a cutting the aces routine. That's a magic routine.
Yes,
As a magician, everyone knows how to do a cutting the aces routine, but you take that routine and you combine it with this deck, and now becomes a powerful prediction. This is just great, Luke.
exactly. And also become, I think, a lot more personal because I think
Hmm.
the moment that you say, you know, you're going to choose a card, but that word will mean something to you in this specific moment of your life. So now, even if you do an ambitious card routine, for example, it's different because it's not anymore the five of hearts, but it's the word dream or the word love that is coming up. So if they choose the word love, it's the love that is coming up again on top of the deck. You see, it changed the perception and become more memorable, you know. And this, I think, what is the big difference? And again, if you do close-up gig and you don't want to carry a normal playing cards with you and all the stuff, you basically can go on the table and say, look, concentrate your attention only on the playing cards. So you do a trick with the cards, and then you go on another table and you do thing with the words. And then, for example, I give an envelope. This is what I do. I give an envelope to a spectator at the table. Say, look, hold on. This is something that we're going to check in a moment. And they are going to create four random packets. Okay. When they turn the packet of 5, they see some numbers. Okay. Say, look, we have created five random numbers here, 25, 13, 5, and 6, or whatever it is. When they open the envelope, there is a printed lottery ticket with with the numbers, and you have a lottery prediction.
That's
I
just
mean,
that's ridiculous. Yeah,
you know,
this.
the easiest magic square. Just
Mm,
do it. You know,
oh
it's
my God.
you
Yeah,
can do random choices. You have a number. Think of the number. You see the number here. No, but look, this plus this plus this is 42. This is 42. There is no mathematics, nothing.
that's great. That's killer. Love it.
Super easy. Yeah.
Absolutely love it. Absolutely love it. So
Yes.
that's obviously going to be a big feature of your lecture.
Yes.
What else can we expect? What else are you going to? Is there anything else you can tell me? I don't want you to obviously, give everything away now. But is there anything else that you're going to have available to buy, or anything else that you can talk?
Yes, there will be the new book I just released a week ago. It's called Taped. This is a very fun routine to perform with cards, weird cards. I mean, you can use any playing cards, but this is kind of weird routine. From the title, someone should get an idea. But what really sells here is the concept, the idea, the routine. That what sell the idea. But there are so many other ideas in this book using the same principle, like a fantastic psychometry routine, and there is everything here explained. This book is full colors book, and it's very nice routine to do for stage. I've done this routine when I did the tour in different hotels in Switzerland, and I had this routine in my show. It was called the Gold Key, and this was a middle part in my show. Super fun routine to do, and this is brand new routine. And then I also will have it's called the Sweet Force. Is basically a transparent jar. You know the jar you used to put sweet in it. Just a
Yeah.
plastic jar that will allow you to switch stuff, and it's really really cool. This will be available in Blackpool. It's limited. We only have I think 5 available because each one is made on order. It's very complicated because there are a lot of complicated stuff to do to create this. Me and Paul McGuy, we created this. You know, we had the TBC box, which is, you know, went crazy, still sold out. I mean, every time it's released from Murphy, it's disappeared in a week. And so we created these, but because it's very complicated to make, very difficult, we made on order. In fact, we will take some order there because I think the one that we have already, the people is looking for it. I think they're already spoken for, basically. So
Wow.
yeah.
Wow. Oh my gosh. And for people, all of these things that we're talking about, the lecture notes, the book, the Nix deck, the switching device, which sounds amazing. If people aren't coming to Blackpool, is
Yes.
it going to be something that they can get from you after Blackpool?
Well, the lecture notes, they're only available during my live lecture. I don't sell these online. So, or Blackpool, or maybe any other lecture somewhere in the world. So, if you want this, you know, there is the only way to get this is in Blackpool. And I actually have people from the States that they cannot come, and they're basically calling their friends in UK and say, "Hello, can you take a bundle, you know, the lecture notes?" Because, you know, it's also to keep a little bit of exclusivity to something, because it's everything is available, you know. It also, I think it makes more sense when you actually see the lecture and then you get the notes, because there is, for example, there are some script inside here which you see performed live in the lecture, and then of course instead of writing everything down, I actually wrote the full script inside here, so you don't need to, you know, write anything or memorize anything. Everything is there. So yeah, but the Nix deck will be available from Murphy and then to all dealers after Blackpool. I think a little bit after Blackpool. So, and this one, by the way, is already available on my Lulu page. So if you go on lulu.com/spotlight/Luca Volpe, you see my page, and this is already available. So the people cannot join Blackpool, they can buy there. So
Wow. I mean, that sounds like that's going to be one of the hits of the Blackpool convention. I mean, how are you going to put all that in an hour? And
yeah,
and the
I have
show.
no idea. I have no idea. I have well, that I will perform this show and then quickly we'll go to the explanation. And by the way, there is one more thing, very important. All the people that will join my lecture will get at the end of my lecture, if they go to my table, they will get a business card with a QR code. On the QR code, they can download a free ebook with some cool mentalism routine that I created just for Blackpool. So they will get a free routines, free ebook for Blackpool. And my friend Renato Cotini, he prepared a free app with augmented reality that they can use, you know, on their using a normal bicycle card. So basically, you get a free app and a free ebook, free mentalism ebook, just, you know, for free, just coming to my lecture.
That's amazing.
Yeah, you know, it's
I got
I
nothing. I've got speechless. I haven't seen that's okay. Yeah. Wow. I mean, you're
I wanted to share something too. You know, we are not there only to sell stuff, but I wanted the people go back home with, you know, if they don't want to buy anything, that's okay, but at least they get something from me. So you know, I like to share something with the community.
well, I know we started this whole thing by saying you're the only mentalism lecture, and you've got, you feel the pressure because you're the only. But you shouldn't feel the pressure. What you've just described to me there sounds amazing. I mean, just this on its own is going. This I genuinely believe that this is going to be one of those things that everyone's going to be going around the convention showing each other.
I
Like,
hope so. I hope
I
so.
love this. They're all going to be sitting down, going, "Look, I can see it. I can see." It's so good,
Yeah,
man. It's
great.
so good.
I
You've
know
hit it
it's.
out the park. You really have.
Thank you very much, my friend. Thank you. And I really look forward to do it because I'm waiting. I think 10 years I'm waiting to do the lecture in Blackpool, and finally I'm there.
I don't know why you haven't been there a couple of times at this point, to be perfectly honest. But yeah, I'm so
No,
glad.
but the funny things, I've been lecturing all the convention around the world. My invention, the session convention too. I did with vanishing and stuff, and I never been in Blackpool. And Russ, when he called me, he said, "Oh wow, that's great," because I always been wanted to do Blackpool. So it was great from Russ to invite him here and do it. So I appreciate that, and I'm sure I will not anyone I will not let anyone down. I will do some good stuff.
And very quickly before we finish this whole conversation off, if people, as I said, people aren't going to be at Blackpool, where do they go to buy from you? I mean, you talked about your Lulu page, but if somebody wants this, do you have your own online shop? I'm asking, or is it
No,
better?
I don't have online shop. I have some of limited release product that we do with Paul McGuy, which is psychicmentality.com, which is a website that I have some stuff with Paul, especially this limited number stuff that we produce it. Then, of course, the Nix deck will be available to all dealers worldwide because, of course, it's been distributed by Murphy. So all dealers all around the world, they will have the Nix deck. And by the way, there are not actually many around. So I suppose this will be sold out quite quickly. So as soon you see on the dealers, in fact, I have people because I did a kind of pre-orders launch in my group, and I sold half of all the units I have.
Wow.
Yeah, it went like crazy. Soon they saw the live in the group, they went absolutely bananas, and a lot of people was asking me this, and and they're really playing with this, and it going crazy. So
I can understand why. When you realize what this is, it's just it's a tool. It's a great
it's a
utility tool. Yeah, that allows you
yeah,
to do so much.
yeah, exactly. So
And I'm sure we're going to be seeing a lot more of you through 2024. I'm sure we're going to be seeing a lot more releases, a lot more effects, a lot more well thought out mentalism routines, and I literally can't wait. But Luca, I
thank
will
you,
be there for your lecture, and I will be sitting there, and I know I'm going to love every second of it. I know how busy you are as well, so thank you for
oh
coming
thank
to the
you, my friend.
channel. Thank you so much for jumping on. And yeah, if anybody's watching this, please go and check Luca's lecture. It's going to be one of the best. Don't forget, I'll say it one more time. He does not have a dealer stand. You cannot go and see him in the dealer hall. You cannot buy this or anything that Luca's talking about in the lecture in the dealer hall. Nobody
Yeah,
will sell it.
no dealers will have this. It's only me basically there because it's not been released yet.
So if you want one, you got to go to the you got to get up early. You got to go to the lecture, and you got to go and see Luca afterwards. But
Yes.
it's absolutely worth it. Trust me, it's my baby. It's not going anywhere. It's right there.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
Luca, thank you so much for jumping on Magic TV.
Thank you, my friend.
I will see you again soon. Guys, on behalf of Luca, thank you so much for checking this out. Don't forget, all this week, I am putting interviews up with the movers and shakers and everybody who's going to be involved with the Blackpool Magic Convention 2024. So make sure you check those out. And I will see you at Blackpool, and so will Luca. Luca, one more time, thank you so much.
Thank you.